everybody, it's MxRheyRhey. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing my famous or infamous, I'm not entirely sure which one, but it is my monthly palette challenge. I use my bingo set to give me either a prompt or a color to work with for the month, and my prompt was a broken toaster with the color spiced apple in sepia. So it looks like I'm doing a bit of a saturation value challenge to my sketchbook this time around. I apologize if that was loud for a second. But yeah, I really kind of have been liking the palette colors that I've been randomly been assigned each and every month. The spiced apple, if some of you don't know, is actually in my Arteza, is it Arteza or Arteza? Palette. The one that I made myself, there is a very large video of that somewhere up on this channel. And the whole point of that video was the fact that when you try to make your own custom palette and like a separate sort of pan for Arteza, they always end up cracking and become unusable. And what I found is if I just use a lot of honey, they don't crack as well, and they stick in your little palette box. And I have been using it for mostly practice paintings and compositions and things of that nature. Oh, and portraits. When I'm trying to do just like a very easy, like studying kind of portrait deal in some of my watercolor sketchbooks, I use that palette. And so Spiced Apple is one in there. I use it as a base for the light skin tones, the light skin tones that I have. And obviously I go darker from there. Either that or I use it as like a blush, but very, very minimally, not in the saturation that you can see here. And with the sepia, I didn't use that for my palette because I thought, okay, well, if I have a black, I can always turn it into a gray just by adding water. And this sepia, it seemed, is tinted anyway. Not that I can... It's hard to tell, but it seems like a very warm tone to me, which I guess it goes really well with the spiced apple pink. It's like I've never had a spiced apple, but I always assumed it was more red than that. So that is my swatch for the palette of this time. That is the gradient that we were working with. Ignore the photo from the before page. That one didn't go as planned. And if you wanted to actually see that one absolutely fall apart, there should be a live stream up on my channel. If you don't know, last month for the month of June 2021, I did live streams instead of like scheduled videos because I was making paper every single day for the month of June, so I can stock up on watercolor paper for myself and also for my Etsy shop, which they should be on sale now. If you wanted to go check that out, links are in description for that. It's literally just 8x10 watercolor paper made from 100% recycled paper. They cut, like, one order is like 5 different sheets. So if you wanted to check that out, I would really appreciate it, and I would love any kind of feedback or reviews if you buy any. Just, self-promo out of the way. And my prompt, I guess you guys saw, I feel like I forgot to mention it before, is a broken toaster. And I got the prompts from a random prompt generator, and I'm not like, it has been so long since I read any of the prompts that I wrote down, so I forgot literally all of them, which I knew was going to happen anyway. So I would admit the toaster threw me, but I saw it as a great opportunity to practice using reflection on a metal object, like those kind of watercolor paintings where someone was like painting a teapot, and it's one of those like fancy teapots and it has like just a pure reflection on it. Yeah, I thought, okay, well, it's not a teapot, but sorry if I'm making so much noise. It's not a teapot, but toasters have reflections. I apologize for my rapid speech pattern and stumbling over my own words. It's a thing I do. Yeah, sorry. Finding my bearings again. So, I saw this as an opportunity to practice making reflections in metal, and which is good since toasters, in a 3D space are pretty much just a rectangular cube. So, like, getting all of the bends and the reflections and everything isn't really too hard. There's literally just a flat, like, supposed to be flat surface on one area that you see the most often. And so I sort of just mostly just went in for the kill when it came to making this. Like, obviously I put in like a base shape for like what the toaster should look like, and like very simple background. But yeah, I was pretty much just focusing on the toaster, like the prompt instructed me to. I really liked how it turned out. It's very simple, but I'm like, that's sort of what I'm going with nowadays anyways, like something simple. If I wanted to add detail later, I can. I don't want to bog myself down getting too nitpicky when it comes to details, mostly because when I paint, a lot of the time my glasses are off anyway, so I'm already seeing things in a fuzzy, not HD realistic kind of way anyway, so I guess my paintings sort of just reflect that. I like the idea that if you can tell what it is by its shape and by like, basic color schemes and shadows and everything, then like it's fine, you know what it is. If I were going to be super bogged down by details and like realism and everything, one, you wouldn't be able to see the painting, you would just see the back of my head, because I would have to, instinct is just to get like an inch away from my eye in order to pick up every single detail, because I take things like that very literally. And it would take so long. Like, it would probably take me 5 hours to do this, and that would really hurt my neck. I didn't want to do that to myself. Like, practice some self-love and don't kill your neck just trying to get every single detail and dent into this toaster that you can. Okay, I think I distracted myself from talking about the actual palette in the challenge that this video is about. So, I liked this palette mostly because I'm pretty much only having to think about in a monochrome sense. It's literally going from pink to gray, as you saw in my swatching earlier in the video. Since they're both in a warm tone, that also helps a lot. Everything just it puts everything within the painting together. Like, it helps, excuse me, it just helps everything meld together, makes it feel like nothing's out of place. All I have to really worry about within the composition of this painting, when it's a monochrome like this, is composition and values. And layering takes care of most of that, really. Like, very purposeful placement of where like the reflections on the toaster are coming from, that is more, brushwork. But I like when I have a chance to do monochrome or just work with one color in particular, just because that way I know I can focus on making it look good rather than how colorful or pretty or saturated everything is. It's nice, and it helps you focus on what the painting's actually about rather than what am I supposed to be looking at, it's been very, oh shoot, sorry. You can't see, but like my foot fell off of my stool and I almost like ate the microphone. Hopefully you didn't hear that part, just me narrating it to you. But yes, I feel like I've said this before, mostly because I've had to do multiple re-recordings of the specific parts of the voiceover. But I do like how this challenge came out. I feel like this one is a success. Just if for anything, it is because I remembered what the prompt was. I used everything that I told myself I needed to use within a challenge like this. So bingo, challenge, a success. I don't know what else to talk about, pretty much. I can keep going along with the painting. I just wanted to remind any of you, once again, if you wanted to check out my Etsy shop, where I am now selling my own watercolor paper out of 100% recycled paper. That is in the description down below with links. If you want to see any other videos of this, of me on this channel, of whether it's with the Arteza palette making or anything else, please feel free to browse and look around. I would love the company. This whole channel is about me learning what it means to be an artist, and hopefully within this channel we can all help each other learn, because this is a really nice place to be, and as long as we help each other out, we can only grow and get better. So this is the final version of my broken toaster bingo art challenge. I hope you guys like it. It actually looks a lot brighter and pinker in person, please believe me. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next video. Have a wonderful life.